If you've ever gone through a breakup and thought, why does this feel like my life just collapsed? This video might explain something you're not seeing. Because heartbreak in the modern era isn't just about losing someone. Most people think they're struggling to get over someone, but actually they're struggling to rebuild. And if you don't understand that difference, you can stay heartbroken for way longer than you need to. So let's talk about it. Heartbreak has always existed. People have always fallen in love and people have always fallen out of it. But today it feels different. Why? Well, there was a time where life was contained. We'd known our neighbors for 10 years plus. We'd grown up around the same places and it all provided structure for your life. But today that structure is gone and that changes everything. Because most people ask, why can't I get over them? But the better question is, what did they stabilize in my life? Because sometimes you're not missing the person. You're missing a version of your life that only works with them in it. Now, if this resonates with you already, hit the like button because that tells me you want content that goes deeper than surface level dating advice. What we call heartbreak today is actually total disruption. You don't just lose a person, you lose your daily routine, your emotional safety, and a sense of direction. Sometimes you even lose a place that you call home. And this is where things get uncomfortable because modern life has removed a lot of the things that used to catch you when you fell. Communities and third spaces are specters of what they used to be. So when a relationship ends now, there's nothing buffering the impact. It just hits you full on. But there is something simple you can do immediately. I'm calling this the 48-hour reset. Within 48 hours of a breakup, organize your wake-up time, plan your meals for the week, and schedule 2 anchor activities, whether that's going to the gym or working on something creative. Why? Because your brain is looking for structure. And if you don't rebuild it, you'll keep attaching your sense of stability to the person you lost. Have you ever missed someone, but when you really sat down and thought about it, you realize you missed the life that you had with them more than the person themselves? Be honest and let me know in the comments. You can end up thinking that heartbreak hurts more today because people don't know how to love like they did back in the day. But actually, it's the opposite. We expect our relationships to do more than they have ever done, ever. Relationships have become more fragile, but also more emotionally loaded. Because communities are fading and long-term social structures are being abandoned, we pull all of that into one person. Relationships used to be part of your life. Now they are your life. So when you break up, it doesn't feel like a chapter ending. It feels like someone set the whole book on fire. Here's where things get crazy though, because even after the relationship ends, you don't get distance. You get more exposure. You see them partying on holiday as if they aren't processing the same hurt. It creates an illusion that they have replaced you instantly, even if it isn't true. This taps into something deeper. Modern dating doesn't just introduce options, it introduces the feeling that you are easily replaceable. So breakups morph from I lost someone to was I even that important to begin with? And that's what keeps people stuck. Now, most people stop here, but actually, here's what we should be talking about. You're not just grieving a person, you're grieving a version of yourself that was traveling down a timeline that no longer exists. You think you want them back, but often what you really want is clarity. You want life to make sense and you want things to feel aligned again. Until you understand this, you'll keep trying to solve your heartbreak at the level of the person instead of addressing the structure of your life. You don't heal heartbreak by moving on quickly. I'm going to give you 3 strategies that can help you get back to baseline. After a breakup, your brain isn't just emotionally overwhelmed, it's disorganized. Your rhythm and your cadence have been thrown off. Most people respond by turning inwards. They say things like, I need time to process how I feel. Processing without structure just leads to rumination. Instead of actually healing, you loop. Your brain needs predictability in order to calm down. So when your day has been structured, your thoughts slow down so your emotions can become a little easier to handle. So instead of chasing emotional clarity, build environmental stability. Secondly, after a breakup, people think I need to be strong. I shouldn't block them. I need to face up to what's happened. That all sounds very Sigma, but it's not always smart. Tough or not, breaking up from a long-term partner requires some level of healing. You can't do that if you're constantly checking their socials and imagining what they're doing with their new life. One of the easiest ways I can tell a friend isn't over their ex is when a 30-minute conversation consistently revolves around what their ex is now doing. All that stalking, and it is stalking, is opening the wound daily. Now, I'm not saying you should run away, although I have nuked every ex I've ever had. I don't know anything about any of them, and my life is better for it. But you don't need to be that extreme if you don't need to be. Mute them for a while. Remove visual triggers temporarily, just long enough to let your system settle and give your mind space to reset. And lastly, when you're in a relationship, we build an identity around our partners. The way you see yourself and the way you imagine the future is shaped around your partner. So when a relationship ends, you don't just lose them, you lose your sense of direction and your sense of self. If your identity is built inside of a relationship, when it ends, things can feel existential. But in order to get better answers, you need to ask better questions. What opportunities are present now that I'm not in a relationship? Go and revisit old interests. Interests, not exes. Build new routines for yourself and spend time with platonic friends. These 3 strategies aren't going to fix your heartbreak directly, but they are about giving you a framework so that you can start building independent of your ex. Heartbreak feels heavier now. Not because we're weaker or worse at loving each other, but because we are asking relationships to carry way more than they were designed to. And once you see that, you can stop blaming yourself and start to rebuild something more robust. For the next 7 days, don't focus on getting over them. Instead, try focus on building one small bit of structure into your life every single day. Because you can't think your way out of a breakup. It comes with structure and stability. And I wish you all the best with that. I'm Sam, and until the next time, make some room.